Hello, welcome everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I got just testing on my new microphone. I got a new lavalier mic. Just let me know if you can hear me clearly. If it sounds good. Hope I'm not too distorted or anything. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Hope I had a good Feliz Navidad. If we're still celebrating the Christmas season, as you know, we were celebrating Advent. Leading towards Christmas. Now, Advent's a liturgical season, and so it's Christmas. So Christmas starts on the first day of Christmas, actually December 25th, and it runs all the way to the 12th day, it ends on January 6th, which is Epiphany. So when I was going to church many years ago, we were still sing the Christmas carols in church even after Christmas till January 6th during services, because that's the liturgical season of Christmas. Like some of us might have grown up going to church. Some, whether you're Catholic, Methodist, anywhere in the Christian denomination, you have to call it liturgical season. You got like Advent, Christmas, Lent, Easter, and ordinary time. So we're now in the season of Christmas. So Christmas is a time of celebration. So that's the way, because normally, in the commercial version of Christmas, in the secular era of Christmas, the holiday season begins like right after Thanksgiving, then Christmas, in the secular version, the commercial life version of Christmas, it ends right after New Year's. So that how commercial Christmas has gone to lately, over the last several decades, because people think like, oh yeah, after the New Year, yeah, that's when everybody's taking down their decorations and stuff like that. But in my case, I don't take mine down till after the 6th, till after Epiphany. So that's the way Christmas is. Say Christmas is a time of celebration of the birth of Christ, our Savior. Time to rejoice, Let's see who we got in the house. Oh, Juan Perez, welcome. Hello, Sandy, welcome. Sorry if I can't get to the chat right away because I have a hard time seeing. So that's what basically what Christmas is about. It's time of celebration with family, for celebration with your loved ones, friends and loved ones, stuff like that. And my favorite part of Christmas mostly doing music, doing the traditional villancico, the Mexican Christmas carol, the Hispanic version of Christmas carol. Now, as you know, we're celebrating. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little about what Epiphany is. Epiphany is when the three kings, Melchor, Gaspar, and Balthasar, they were the three kings from the. Hold on, I think we got Mary coming in. Hello, Mary.
Hi,
Welcome.
Juan. Alfonso. Hi,
Welcome.
Sandy. How are you?
Yeah, I was just talking about the season of Christmas, how it runs through January 6th. The season of Christmas.
Oh, okay. Because you were talking about that yesterday, too.
Yeah, because I'm trying to explain to everyone that Christmas is not over yet. You know, we think, oh, Christmas is over. Because it's not the 25th anymore, and people think it's over. No, it's not. But I'm talking liturgical season wise, and church wise. You know, it's still
Because you were
Christmas.
talking about the other day, talking about it a little bit differently,
Yes, and that's the
which
way I
was a
see.
very interesting way of looking
I
at it.
see. I see Christmas differently. Ever since 20 years ago, when I started going to church 24 years ago. I do see Christmas differently from a church standpoint. We're celebrating the liturgical season with music and not just gift giving, you know, but more like being around with friends, family, and loved ones.
Well, to me, gifts are just part of it. But to me, as long as I can celebrate with my family, I am
Yes,
good.
yes, and that's why I'm
I am perfectly good.
trying to extend, you know, the meaning of Christmas, you know, like to
Well,
emphasize.
that's why we did an Advent journal.
Yes,
And this is the one which I thought was very interesting. We're doing for
yes,
2025. Yes, I said 2025, but I'm going to record it now. I just have to go through. Not all of them have questions, but really what I like about it is at the very end of the thing, it has a QR code that
right,
takes you to a video to watch to put a music with the um, video with it, which I can link, and a little history about the song. So I'm interested. Not all of them have questions, so I'm going to have to figure that part out. But I'm looking forward to kind of doing that.
right. I don't know, like you
But
know, like I was listening to my home church in New Mexico. You know how like every Sunday they kind of broadcast online now, and you know they give like the readings, and the sermon talks about from baby Jesus being an infant and up to being 12 years old when at this time it's when he 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 was lost for 3 days. And so the mother, Virgin Mary, was out looking for him, searching for him 3 days. And 3 days later, he was found at the temple of God.
yep. And she said, she even said, he even said, why are you worried about me? Because there was nothing to be worried about, but she was.
Right. But during those time, you know, they travel like miles. You know, I'm talking like 23 miles. You know.
Well, there wasn't cars.
No,
They didn't have cars and stuff.
they had
So
like horses
their
and
way of
donkeys.
traveling was much different.
Yeah. So 23 miles was a lot back then. Was really a lot back then.
Yeah.
So so imagine that. You know, can't believe how much of a time travel difference was back then in biblical time versus now.
Oh, of course. There's such a difference in time travel, in travel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
But during biblical times, like during the time when of Jesus, you know, we didn't have uh, transportation.
No, it was very different. I mean, I remember going through the Advent, the other journal, thinking, oh yeah, pregnant is the last thing I want to do. Oh, can we go ahead and take a 100-mile walk through the desert? No. You know, I remember thinking that's the last thing that I wanted to do.
Right.
You know, so I can't imagine for Mary what that was like. I just can't even. I can't even picture it.
Right.
Can't even begin to.
Because when Joseph and Mary were searching for shelter on the night before, like they couldn't find any shelter, like in the inns. So all they had was a manger where Jesus was born.
Absolutely.
See, in Mexico, they really emphasize the tradition. They do what's called the posadas. It's
What's
like a
that?
reenactment. It's when the reenactment of Mary and Joseph searching for shelter. Like they go house to house, and we sing the Mexican Christmas song, Las Posadas.
Well, do they do that in like service?
They do it in the streets. They do it in the streets in Mexico. We do
You know,
where I'm from in New Mexico, down in Cruz and Alamogordo, we go to house.
it's amazing to me the different cultures.
Yeah,
The different cultures that are in existence, and how
yeah,
each culture celebrates holidays.
yeah. We go house to house, and then at the end we go to the church parish hall, and that's how we end the posadas, with the piñata and stuff like that. And we do it for 9 nights. So starting December 16, start of the posadas all the way to December 24, which which is known as Nochebuena, Christmas Eve, which is, in Spanish means the good night, the holy night.
So you're still in your culture. You're still in the holidays.
Yes, yes. We're still in the Christmas season till January 6th.
Well, I told everybody get prepared because I'm still going to have Christmas stuff up. Because
And
there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to be recording. So at least I feel like in some cultures it's still considered part of the part of the
the liturgical season.
yeah, that you still have that going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of Christian church out there that they go by what's called liturgical seasons. They call how we start with Advent every year. I think around after Thanksgiving you got the 4 weeks before Christmas. That's Advent. That's a new year for the liturgical season. You got Advent, Christmas, then you got Lent, then Easter, then you got ordinary time.
Yeah, I did. I still have to do it, and it'll be after Christmas to understand Advent. But I still have something that I just never, with all the busyness of everything, I didn't get to it. But I want to do it about understanding Advent a little bit more than I did before. I
Right.
just ran out of time.
Well,
I don't
Advent's
think
more
I was
like
busy over the
yeah,
holidays.
yeah. Advent's more like the preparation of the coming of the Lord.
Yes.
Like the preparing the way for the baby Jesus.
Well, and a lot of Christian churches will
Yeah.
celebrate Advent.
Yes.
Um, and so I wanted to understand it more, and I found that journal we did on our channel very helpful. I just didn't have the time like I thought I was going to have to kind of get involved with
Right.
understanding it all.
You're right. So I'm gonna start with called ADM Banjo, which means in Spanish mean all, all priests and pastors coming to Bethlehem.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. That's called, like I said, Benemini. Oops. Sorry, runaway. Yeah, like I said, that was called Benemini Pastores.
That was absolutely beautiful. Very festive.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the new year?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm as ready as I'm going to be. My son-in-law came up with an idea. Or actually, I came up with an idea, and I said to him, what do you think of it? And we're going to get a computer. And I may end up getting a chair before the end. I just want Josh to solder this thing or do something so it doesn't move because it's comfortable. I just don't need it to go up and down. That's why I'm in a hole. But he about coming up with just a computer with Windows 11 that has nothing but to go on the internet. It's all we're going to use it for. It doesn't put up any kind of word or anything, doesn't have any files on it, just to go on the internet. So when I'm doing StreamYard, I don't go out, I don't go out, and I can use this computer for, I have Word on this and that kind of stuff. And he said that should solve the problem.
Right.
So I'm hoping that's going to be the fix.
Well,
I'm
you want to
hoping.
get a good gaming computer.
Well, that's down the road. We're just looking for, because he did send me, and I was shocked to find out computers come in like this tiny little thing. So he just, I said to him, what if that's like $250? I said, what if we got like a plain refurbished Windows 11, had internet access where it could get on the internet, and just allowed me to hit the little button and had nothing else, which means I could share Windows pretty easily and cleanly. And I just put it on, and he said that should do you for right now. And then he said down the road we can build you one, but he said that should solve the problem of it deciding. Now last night I went on live, beautiful the entire time. Tonight it didn't want to do what I wanted it to do. For whatever reason, I have no
Actually,
idea.
for streaming and stuff like that, especially what I'm doing, you want to get a good graphics card, and
Yeah.
because StreamYard, when you do streaming, that can take a lot of graphics, a lot of GPU processing, not just
Yeah.
the
Well, he
CPU,
showed
but
me something that'll work right now. Especially, he said, if you have nothing else on there but just the ability to go on the internet, and you remove everything else that you don't need on there, and he said that's all that it goes, you should be pretty good to go. And Josh, we had the ring lights. I don't know if you could see a difference in the lighting, but for Christmas, I got two things. I got a microphone so I can put it on my phone when we're out and about. And then we got rid of the ring lights and got light pads. And he got me 2 light pads, which I think the lighting looks a lot better. I think it looks much more natural than before. So that was a new addition. I think it's
ring
more
lights are
even.
not that great because that leaves rings. You get the rings reflecting off your glasses.
Yeah, these are like the light pads. Well, you know what? When you're just trying to do it to do it and get started, this is why people don't realize when you've started a YouTube channel and you've done it and you get to the point where you're monetized. Some of the first bit of monetization that comes back to you is going back into what you've spent to get it running.
Right.
People think, it's that, but StreamYard cost us $250 last year and this and that. So the first initial that comes back to my mom is money that she's invested out to make it to where we've gotten. And so people, I didn't realize it was ever going to be as hard as it was till you're behind the camera.
It is a lot of
It's
work.
worth it, every bit of it, but
but
it takes a lot more work than people think.
Especially editing the film, with all the special effects, that's a lot of work, time consuming. Especially like what consumes the most time is the rendering part. That could take overnight. If I'm going to render like 8-minute video, whatever, that takes overnight to render.
I'm getting pretty good at editing. Thankfully to my daughter, she had a lot of knowledge that I got from that, was for sure.
Yeah, so
I used a lot of her knowledge.
I hope everyone had a great Christmas.
Yes, I did. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
That's all that matters.
I got a new turntable up here, So I got 2 record players now. So
oh wow! Did you get what you did?
Yeah, this right here. That's a lighted platter. The platter that spins, it lights up, change colors. So with this, it has
that's
the Bluetooth
awesome.
capability.
Did you get what you?
Yeah. You could transmit the sound from vinyl over to a Bluetooth speaker or to a Bluetooth input. So Bluetooth out from the record.
That's really cool because I know you wanted something from Santa, and I was hoping you were going to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, plus this one's a 3-speed and this one's a 2-speed, so this one will play my 78, my glass records that were meant to be played on the old phonographs. This will take the 78. And what the good, it will take
That's
my
awesome.
records all the way. It will take all my records all the way to the end. And this one,
It's really cool.
this is automatic, and it will not take my records all the way to the end.
Well,
Like,
so you've improved.
yeah,
You're new and improved.
yeah. This one's still good, but you know, if I want to play like my
I'm glad I
45s or some of the records I have recorded too far into the center, if this will not take it, I would put on this one.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad.
Like that, yeah, you know, like the Scott Thompson album, that one's recorded very close to the end, close to the label. The way it was.
Well, that's glad.
And I did have some trouble, honestly. You know, like it wouldn't play the last song all the way. Like it would just pick up and return. So like. So
But
it
I'm
took me a
glad you
couple of
got what you
tries.
needed.
Yeah.
You did wonderfully. He absolutely loved that.
Well,
He was like down memory lane again.
yeah. Man, I wish I had that organ that he has. I know that's a Hammond.
I can't make the organ happen.
I know.
It's too heavy.
Those are I know they are heavy. I want to say they weigh about 400 pounds, and the speaker itself, the big speaker cabinet, that's another 200 pounds.
Wow.
I'm going to play another traditional Christmas.
We're still in Christmas, guys. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I think this one from Nicaragua, from the country in Central America.
I have never heard that one before.
Yeah, there's a lot of Christmas songs, especially down from Mexico, Nicaragua, Central America, South America, that you might have not heard of because it's not well known up here.
When I get on your channel, there's songs I've never heard before, and I'm glad to hear them.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot.
Yeah, from the different cultures, you know, from different parts of the world.
I don't think we realize how big the world is.
No.
It's bigger than I think we think it is.
Yeah. Now,
So is there a...
Imagine being
Go
Christmas
ahead.
year round, right?
Well, that's what we're going to try to do on our channel. Let's tell people, let's do Christmas. Let's have that spirit like Scott did all year through.
Actually, there's a song that recorded by Nat King Cole in the 1950s and also by Gene Autry called Buon Natale. The story behind that song took place in... It's a story about a small town in Italy and somewhere in Sicily, which they lost track of time because centuries ago they haven't wound a clock, and they lost track of time, and that's one of the reasons they end up celebrating Christmas year round. And no one really cares.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
No, if you lost track of time, I would see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, like they end up celebrating Christmas.
So is there a Mexican New Year's Eve song?
It's the same one, all line sign. The same one.
Didn't know if there was a different culture song for New Year's Eve.
No, it's pretty much the same worldwide, but except the lyrics might be different. The wording to it might be different everywhere.
So it's Old Lang Syne, right?
All line sign, yeah. In Spanish, called Corrido del Año Nuevo.
God bless you. I don't think I want to try to repronounce that again. Beautiful. I love hearing people speak.
Yeah.
Different languages. I just can't begin to try to accomplish that.
Yeah, especially where I work at, I mostly speak Spanish where I work because my coworkers. That's the reason why I speak Spanish most of the time at work.
Well, but it's good that you have that. I wish I spoke
bilingual?
in Greek too. Yeah. But back then it wasn't something that was to be cool, I guess you could say.
Right.
It's a lot cooler now than it was back then. Hi, Stitching It Up. How are you?
I'm gonna play you Buon Natale, which means Merry Christmas in Italy. Far away across the sea, in southern Italy, there's a quaint little town that a clock can wow for old This is the reason that Christmas season celebrated all year. Oh, Bon Natale, may all your wishes come true. Bon Natale to everyone, lots of joy and lots of fun. Bon Natale and Merry Christmas to you. Bon Natale in Italy means a Merry Christmas to you. Bon Natale, may all your wishes come true. Bon Natale to everyone, lots of joy and lots of fun. Bon Natale, and Merry Christmas to you. Bon Natale in Italy means a Merry Christmas to you. And Happy New Year to you. A Merry Christmas to you. Bon Natale.
Great job.
Yeah. So now you understand how Italy, some parts of Italy celebrate Christmas year round, right?
I didn't know that up to this point, but it's nice to, I think we need to learn about different cultures
Yeah.
and understand them so we can understand each other.
Right.
And I think sometimes we don't take the time to do that. We should.
Yeah. Or sometimes they'll, and sometimes I remember being told growing up, like, oh, you're not supposed to be exposed to other cultures or whatever because against God's beliefs or whatever, your church beliefs or whatever. I don't know if you ever had that experience growing up.
Not really, because I was very much part of my, the Greek culture in my family. We had a huge Greek influence. My grandmother didn't spend a lot of time talking about the Scottish culture, but I was very influenced by the Greek culture.
The
So
Greek culture.
no, and I go to we go to the Greek festival, and so I was not at all. I think we should expose as much as possible.
Right. Because I remember back then, back in my day, my grandparents told not to be exposed to other cultures or whatever.
And everybody has their own beliefs.
Right.
So, but I think the more cultures we can be exposed to, the better.
Right. To get a different understanding, different perspective what it's like.
Exactly.
In different parts of the world, especially around Christmas time, there's this documentary I like to watch every year. It's, Christmas in Europe by Rick Steve Perillo. And he's a travel tour guide. And
he's the guy that travels. My daughter likes him.
Yeah, Rick Steve, yeah. Well, he has a Christmas special where he talks about Christmas in Europe, and they go all over Europe, and they go to Germany, they go to Switzerland, Italy, England, like pretty much all over. and
All
I
around the
find,
world.
yeah, yeah, all over Europe, and their Christmas traditions are very fascinating. And one thing that fascinates me the most, like the
You know, that
German
may
Christmas,
not,
like
that's
the
not
Germans,
necessarily a bad idea. If you've got young kids, you should find a tradition that's maybe every year doing something,
yeah,
that is different, a different culture, and saying this year we're going to do this culture and this is what it does for Christmas.
yeah,
I sent my daughter something recently, and it's called a shepherd's dinner. And they put it on their coffee table, and they put like a charcuterie board kind of thing out, which in different foods and snacks and stuff, and they put the candles out, and they read the story about the shepherds and the angels coming to the shepherds. And I thought that was a really interesting thing. And I actually sent it to her, and I said, this is really kind of neat. She said, this is cool. So I think maybe looking at different cultures and saying we're going to pick one tradition from a different culture. If you have a young family, it's not a bad thing to do for a
right.
holiday every year. We're going to
You
go
know
to
what,
Germany this year and find a culture we like,
you know what the
or a
Germans
tradition,
believe
not a
that
culture.
the
But
Christ child and the Germans believe that the Christ, you ever heard of the Christkindl market?
no, I haven't.
Um, it's where they sell like have really like they have like the wooden Christmas ornaments and all that, like wooden decoration. Now the Germans believe that the Christ child is also a female. They call it the Christkindl.
I didn't know that.
That's what the Germans believe, and I'm basing it off of the Rex D. Perillo. Uh, so they believe that
Well, he
the Christ
come
child
down
is
in
the one that
human
brings the
form,
gifts.
but
Yeah,
yeah, no, he did. He brought the gift to life,
yeah.
eternal life, at least.
Because the German believe that the
So he
Christ
did
child is
bring a
also a
gift,
female.
just didn't bring
Yeah,
multiple gifts.
yeah. And that's in like in Nuremberg, Germany.
It's interesting.
And you know what they have? They have pyramids, Christmas pyramids in Germany.
In Germany, they have pyramids.
Yeah, in fact, I got one. Let me go grab it so you can see it.
How was everybody else's Christmas? Hopefully they had a wonderful Christmas. And was there something that you got that was really meaningful? Like I said, I already have my Christmas present. I had my aunt still here with us. So that to me was my Christmas present. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with, if anybody's watching, I'm dealing with some pain tonight. So I'm being here supporting a friend and just doing my best to stay here and be present. But I'm kind of struggling
This is
tonight.
from Germany.
That is beautiful. That is really
This
pretty.
this was
My
given to me in
husband, you'll have to take a picture.
Yeah,
You'll have to
actually,
take a picture of it
yeah,
and
I'll do that.
send it to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
because my husband would
Actually,
love to see it.
when I was in college, in my last 2 semesters, um, one of the staff, in the office in the media department, they were cleaning out and purging out. They were throwing this away. Oh, and I said, well,
It's
"Wow, you guys throwing
beautiful.
this away?" And I said, and I asked if I could have it. She said, "Oh yeah, sure, you could take it." Oh, okay, thank you. The only thing
Well,
that
my
missing
husband
here,
spent a year in Germany.
yeah. Now the way this works, normally you have like the fan up here, and then on the sides they put candles. They light up like 4 candles, and with the heat from the candle, that's what makes this spin.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, you know what? I looked online for these, and I tell you what, they're expensive. They're like around $400 or $500.
Well, it looks like it's handmade.
Yeah, they're handmade. They're handcrafted. They're handcrafted
Absolutely
in Germany.
beautiful.
And I can kind of see why you really can't get those here.
Well, I'm glad you snatched it.
Yeah, because at my school, they're throwing it out.
So they call that a pyramid?
Yeah, it's called. Yeah, if you look online, called the German Christmas pyramid.
See, if you're thinking of pyramid, you would think of Egypt, not of
Right,
Germany.
but no, no.
So it was
This one
very
called.
different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So this you see this in Germany. I don't know if you ever seen the little wooden Christmas ornament, right? The little wooden ones. Those are from Germany as well.
No, I think I've had those little ornaments.
Yeah, those little
I don't
wooden
know if they're
Christmas ornaments.
from Germany, but
They're from Germany. And I used to get those at Family Dollar 20 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yep, they're from Germany. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back before I damage it.
That is beautiful, Alfonso.
Yeah.
You'll have to send me a picture so I can show it to Mr.
Yeah,
Buster
I'll do
Crochet.
that, Well, let me put this back before I damage it any further. Now, this is also from Germany as well.
And what's that called? So it looks like a turkey.
Yeah. It's a turkey soldier.
I didn't know turkeys were soldiers, but that's very interesting.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting how different country has different traditions around Christmas time.
And I think we can learn from them if we embrace them.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people are scared to learn about different cultures, but I think it's important for our kids.
Right. And some parents don't want their kids exposed to different cultures. For religious reasons.
Well, over in Scotland, they don't have New Year. They have something called Hogmanay. Okay. So, and that lasts 3 days. So it's very different than New Year's that we celebrate over here.
Right.
And I remember being on a phone call with cousins that live over in Scotland, and they sat there and they go, Happy Hogmanay. And I said, well, what in the heck is Hogmanay? I was in my 40s. I'm like, why didn't you tell me about Hogmanay? And now there's also something, I was listening to some kind of reel or something like that, and it said, Herculing Dirkling. What in the heck is that? And they said that's an actual Scottish word, Herculing Dirkling, And those are the kind of days when you're kind of lolling around in bed. So my mom would get up. She said, "I'm having a Herculean Durkle." I never heard of that one before. So I think you can learn if you want to. And
Right.
there's some cultures that, for religious purposes, I agree, but there's a lot of cultures around the world that, I don't know if it's necessary. The culture is the tradition of that culture for certain type of things that you could use.
Right. Because here's the thing.
So
In different cultures, you know, our calendars. We have a 12-month calendar. Other cultures, in other countries, they might use a different calendar.
yeah, exactly.
Which their calendar
And
might
I'm going
have
to be able to
shorter.
stay on till about 11 o'clock, but I'm dealing with some pain tonight, and I can't.
Okay.
I'm hanging in there, but I'm hurting.
Right.
Unfortunately,
Now I'm gonna.
it's one of those days. I've had it all day long,
I'm
and
gonna
it's
take
going to be
another.
nice when we get to heaven. We won't have to
Yeah.
worry about pain. Hallelujah, right?
Yeah.
Because I've had enough to last about 5 lifetimes.
Now I'm gonna play another one from Colombia,
Oh boy,
down in South America.
Colombia. Here we go.
Yeah. All right. That's the one
Beautiful.
from this one from Colombia called Tutaina.
So do you have plans for tomorrow?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
been
we're
really
doing a live
cold.
on my channel at 2:30,
Okay.
and then we're
So,
doing one at 11:30.
so was it 2:30 Eastern or?
Yes. And I'm not trying to talk over to you, but it's delayed a little bit.
Right.
Don't we love technology?
Yeah. It's a love and hate relationship with technology.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna play another one. Take you down to Nicaragua.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Hear the hear how it sounds different, right?
Beautifully done. Yes.
Yeah, this one from Nicaragua. From the Christmas in Nicaragua.
Wow. This Christmas, you've taken me all around the world without leaving the comfort of my own home, my own house.
Well,
This
no
is my
passport
grandmother used
required,
to
right?
call it in Scotland. Your own house.
Yeah.
Yep. And I can crochet while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm making a scarf for somebody that I've got to get their Christmas gifts out that are late. Hi, Blue Jay Outpost. How are you?
I'm gonna play you another one called Pastores Vamos a Belén. Let's go to Bethlehem.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Of course, the Hammond organ is also used around this time of year too down there in Mexico and Central America. It's more common down there, you know.
One of these days, you'll get that. Maybe, right?
Yeah. Had to be super good for that. Basically, right?
Anything's possible. Right? Absolutely.
Had to be super good, not getting in trouble with anyone.
Is it snowing there yet or no?
No, but it's getting brutally
Is
cold.
it snowing there?
No, the mountains, maybe.
That's what it's doing now. He said, I'm heading, Blue Jay Outpost says, I'm heading away now. Just stopped in to say hello. Keep it going, Alfonso. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good night. Happy New Year, Blue Outpost. Or Blue Jay, I'm sorry. So what did you have for Christmas dinner?
We had ham and mashed potato and biscuit.
We we had prime rib,
Prime ribs.
And
mushrooms, and green bean casserole, and sweet potato casserole, and noodle pudding, and but we celebrated our day on the 27th.
brats.
Oh, and Josh can't have prime rib, so he had the bratwurst.
Wow.
I always do shrimp for my son-in-law because he likes shrimp on the table. So we did that, but we celebrated ours on the 27th. And my daughter loved the shirt. She was so surprised that I ordered her
Wow.
one of her shirts with the logo on it.
I can't believe my word came.
I said, "You've got to
live.
take a picture in front of the tree so I can send it to Alfonso." It looked good.
Yeah.
It really looks snazzy on the shirts. You did a great
Yeah.
job with her logo,
Thanks.
Alfonso.
It came out really well, right? Like no.
I gotta work to. I gotta get one of mine. I want to order one of my samples one of these times that has my logo on the front, and then it has
Right.
stay. I have one that has stay connected down the sleeve, and I want to
Right.
order that one for winter. So I will sometime this year.
Yeah.
And then
Now,
she
here's
was she
another-
loved the book I did. Like I did like an AI book, and she loved it.
Yeah. Now here's another one from Paraguay.
Lovely.
Yeah, that was called Navidad de Paraguay, Christmas in Paraguay.
I have a friend who's over in Austria,
Yeah.
I think, for Christmas. So she's been posting pictures, and I'm like, oh, it looks beautiful.
Or that's where Silent Night came from, the song was written in Austria, in Oberndorf. Isn't that amazing how a lot of these Christmas carols come from all different parts of the world?
But yet they all come from the same place to some degree.
Yeah,
You know, like you can cross reference it.
yeah. Because a lot of these Christmas
Something to
carols
think
are
about.
actually folks, or are actually folk songs from that particular country. You know.
Amazing. Awesome.
Let's see. 17 was.
I'm sleepy. It's been one of those days.
Yeah, I know it's in the winter. It's hard for me to get up in the morning, where I end up oversleeping, whatever. Like, shit, I'm still in bed around
I like those days when
8:30,
it's dark and
9:30.
it's like, yeah,
Yeah, because see, the sun
like you don't have
rises
to get
a
out of
lot
bed.
later here. Like, I'm so far up north, and where I'm from originally, the sun rises around 6:30, but over here the sun rises at 8. So I'm kind of like, because
Well,
when
this
you're
morning,
further when
go
you're
ahead.
further up north, you get less amount of daylight hours.
Yeah, it usually gets dark about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and over
But
here it
this
gets dark.
morning, go ahead.
Over here it gets dark around 4. By 4:30,
Yeah.
it's already by 5 o'clock. It's already pitch black here.
And like this morning, Josh was up and he was sugar was crashing, so we had to go get him something for that. And then I was awake for about till like 8, and then I got sleepy again, and I went back to bed the next day. Now it's like noon, and I'm like, my body must have needed it.
Well, because in the winter, the amount of hours of daylight we get, it's different, versus the summer.
But I like the winter and fall. That's my favorite time of year.
I only like the fall.
We're supposed to have snow Wednesday, I think. It was raining on Sunday. Like I'm like, okay, no rain. Let's just do the snow, please. So it's supposed to snow, I think, on Wednesday. At least that's what the thing says it's supposed to be. It's like 35 degrees now outside.
I'm trying to find what other songs are in line with what we are talking about within the Christmas season. Um, I don't know, Star of the East. I don't know if that will kind of fit in with between Christmas and Epiphany, right?
Yeah. And that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Alfonso.
Thank you.
Like always. Do
I
you
know.
know the Universal New Year's Eve song?
Yeah. Online sign?
You got to play that
Yeah.
because it's about 11:51, and I'm having difficulty. I love your version of it. Sometimes the versions are so slow. I loved your version. It
Yeah.
was cheerful.
That's how we play in my parts where I'm from, in Mexico.
Well, sometimes they're so slow. You did it
Yes.
so cheerful. Good
Yeah,
job.
that's how we play in Mexico, especially like in weddings and stuff like that, we play that way too.
I didn't know that. You
Yeah.
only hear it at least around here at New Year's.
But that's also it's not just for New Year, but it's like for a new beginning. When we have like the grand openings, sometimes like when I worked for Catholic Charities, we had a grand opening for the store and all that, and we play that song. It means a new beginning.
So let me ask you this one. If you had a song to put together, or a song that you would pick that would kind of be your 2025 mantra kind of song, what would that be?
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't really. Excuse me, but that's a hard question to answer.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's something maybe to think about. Maybe picking a song that's going to be your 2025 mantra. Like mine, I think is "Proud to Be Me." That's the song I'm going to carry through the
Right.
2025. But maybe you have a song that you're like, that's going to be the song that I'm going to maybe just make my, song. I'm going to do, every show that's going to just mean something to me throughout 2025. Something to think about.
Okay. All right. I'll think about that.
I come up with good ideas every once in a great while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something I gotta think about, and I'll start thinking about my new intro and outro for my 2025.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe picking a song that's your favorite that means something to you and has a good, positive
Right.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That's it, everyone.
I hope everybody has a wonderful new year. Join us tomorrow. Maybe Alfonso will pop up in the stream because I think I'm going to open it for people to come on. So if you want to come on and do the old lang syne about midnight, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
If you're up. But it'll be Eastern time, so it's later for me. But
Yeah. So
hopefully
what
the
time is
pain
midnight
level will
over
be
there?
reduced tomorrow.
What time would it be over here for me?
It's 11 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I normally would. I'm just having
I think
difficulty.
it would be like 10
I've
o'clock for
had a
me,
very
right?
painful day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, if you say 7:30, it's 9:30 for me. So you're 2 hours
Yeah.
behind.
Oh, yeah.
So
Because I thought like Eastern will be like 3 hours.
nope, that's California time.
No, 3 hours ahead of me.
No, it's almost 11 o'clock here.
Okay.
So it's 9:30, I think, where you are.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
What time is it there?
It's gonna be 9.
Yeah. So it's almost 11 o'clock here. So, and it should show up. I set it for 11:30 on
Yeah.
the StreamYard, so you should be able to go in. I did two. I did one for 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, and then one for 11:30.
All right.
So we will see everybody.
Yeah. Too bad can I use
Regular
fireworks.
schedule on Saturdays.
Yeah. Yeah. The reason I had to schedule today because I had our network was kind of spotty and not very stable, and that's gonna run into a lot of problems. So I'm sorry to disappoint you all. But things happen, you know.
That hate and love relationship with technology, right?
Yeah.
And I may or may not see you tomorrow, but Happy New Year, Alfonso. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's make 2025 a year of connection.
All right.
Right, and celebrating connection. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, Alfonso.
Bye.